Platinum paint. Y'all wanna hear the realest shit anybody could say right now? A motherfucker be going through the worst things in life, and fans be wanting a motherfucker to drop shit. Don't even be asking how your day going. It just be like, what's new? Like, I know y'all don't be seeing what a jet go through on a daily, but I be feeling lately. It just be like on a daily, I be feeling like I'm marked out by him to give good news to the poor, to say that the prisoners will be let free, and that the blind will see God's greatness. God's greatness, like lessons learned. Even if for being good I get burned, never give up, stay far away, don't get attached. Once they got you, they got you. You forever sleeping, don't ask me where my thoughts when I'm saying if I'm dead in your life, I ain't tryna haunt playing. Lessons learned. Even if for being good I get burned, never give up, stay far away, don't get attached. Once they got you, they got you. Where I'm from, asking for help is running to them guns. Y'all talk that inspiration, but don't stop on that station. We passing new litigation, burn it down to breathe it up after. She think I'ma die without her, I'm dying off laughter. Pass the pack, I'm about to go off like yak. Bust down soul, bust down move. You lost more than me, I be sending you clues. It's not even fictional, I be seeing past your defense. You be looking contradictional, looking for someone to love, but despising them when they give you a taste of what it was. Thoughts come flashing when Quan said them hoes be gone after the money stop coming or happening. Stories passing while the blunts ash. Bloom blazing power, focus on your mentality, achieving a power, zero fucks to give. You rub me as a doubt. Thoughts come flashing when Quan said them hoes be gone after the money stop coming or happening. Stories passing while the blunts ash. Pass the pack, I'm about to go off like yak. Bust down soul, bust down move. You lost more than me, I be sending you clues. Cla 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 cla. Alright, how we doing everyone? Let me check if y'all getting a good picture here. Okay, so let's start that. I'll put this one. That way y'all can see everything. My hair is looking a bit crazy. I'm getting ready for work. Just wanted to share something with y'all today. I've been feeling like a lot of y'all been having like big ass negativities and shit. Alright, get started then. I'm gonna take that out. We'll go there. When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Now, to those of y'all that's walking in darkness, that don't really follow what's going on there, basically, when you following other people, you as a man gotta realize you're the head of the household. When the devil has access to turn the tail, what do you think happens with the head? Women's are supposed to be our helpmate. When we're not getting helped and nurtured or fed, that type of, how do you say that, spiritual connection that we have with God, we tend to lose that light. So whenever you're going through something, remember John verse 8 through 12. When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me, I don't know how many times people done talk to me, and I pay attention. Why? Because even when I was in that life and doing retarded stuff and recording music, I was always responding to stuff, you know? So when I was going through a process, and I guess, I don't know, it just touched me. Because I've gone through experiences where they talk to me, and I don't really hear, but I feel like I do hear. And like, I feel like I gotta prove my point or something. I feel like that, in a way, this is God's way of telling other people, if you don't turn back around and ask for forgiveness, or don't worry about that. You don't gotta prove your point. Because if they're following you and you're following me, who's really in charge? Who's really getting denied here? You, a servant, you, a good brother, friend, father, daughter, so on and so forth. Like, there's times where we're so caught up in the moment and we feel like we are in our right that we don't actually want to perceive that somebody else that's giving us a message is basically the one that's right, not us. Because we're so used to God actually telling us, you know, if you really da-da-da-da, and you're always through me, then you must always perceive me as your inner voice. How do you say that? Not inner voice, but your follower, because I hear your voice. Well, there's times where God actually uses the people that we don't actually like to deliver the message. And sometimes we have to swallow our pride and come down from the pedestal that he's put us to show some humility, like King David. So I'll read that for y'all one more time, and I'm gonna just sign out. I just wanted y'all to actually get that message, cause it's stuff back to back, you know. When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Now I want you guys to see the following. Chapter. Well, not the following chapter. I want you guys to read the full chapter. But Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. At dawn, he appeared again in the temple courts where all the people gathered around him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. This is the next verse. I want you guys to perceive what message. I'm gonna read the first section when I read it completely all over again. That way y'all can actually grasp the full message. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. I think y'all already know where it's going. Many of y'all heard it before. Like, she gets caught doing something she's not supposed to do, And instead of assuming responsibility, she gets caught. So now she can't avoid it no more. She thinks what she's doing is right until she actually get caught. And she gets told, no, this is what you're doing, this is wrong, we gotta punish you according to what we know that the Bible tells us. In the law of Moses, commanded us to stone such a woman. Now what do you say? So now they're going by scripture. Basically, this is a good insight of what most guys go through. They undergo a relationship with a woman. The woman ends up going astray. And it devours and consumes us to the point where we actually turn back around and follow our roots. Even though we want to take it to the extreme, we already know what it's saying. But we're still like, I know everybody has it when you get curved. How do you say that? When a car cuts in your lane, or somebody cuts you in line, or somebody's just rude. They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. Therefore, like, there's situations where basically we get into a trap with these people behind the fact that they tell us, oh no, it's not for this. This isn't why I'm acting this way. This isn't why I'm treating you this way. This isn't actually why this is happening. They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. Doesn't that sound like most women nowadays? Doesn't it sound like the majority of things that happen nowadays? You lose something and automatically you're shedding the blame on somebody. Maybe sometimes it takes self-perception to actually move on. At dawn, he appeared again in the temple courts where all the people gathered around him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. And the law of Moses commanded us to stone such a woman. Now what do you say?" They were using this question as a trap in order to have basis for accusing him. But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." How many times y'all done did that? Instead of smacking somebody, punching somebody, accusing somebody, you self-reflect. How pure are you compared to that person? How many mistakes have you caused? Were you treated that way? You expect to go to heaven treating everybody the opposite way of how you want to get treated. In that sense, you gotta look at what Jesus even said to the mass when he was preaching. Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. Again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. Like that, just dusting it off. That's how you're supposed to actually walk in the light. Like somebody asks you to forgive them, you have to forgive them. It's not for them, but it's for yourself. Because the hurt doesn't actually go away. It doesn't say, "Oh well, you know something, she never did it." He knows she did it. But what it says, But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. At this, those who heard began to throw away one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left with the woman still standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" Sometimes it takes the person to come up to you that you feel like you done had the worst experience, that person is the most obnoxious person, the person that you most hate, to come up to you and be like, "Where are they? Has no one condemned you?" Because, I mean, you don't get accused, you don't go through fights, but, at this, those who heard began to go away one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left with the woman still standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. "Go now and leave your life of sin." Does it say, "Oh, well, you know something? You were forgiven of your sins. Go back. Keep doing the same thing"? Does it say, "Oh, well, you know something? What you did is never non-existent. You never did it"? It says, "Listen, there's nobody here criticizing you on your decisions on your life. The important thing is that you recognize the wrongdoing that you've done, or that you're not seeing, that you're causing, and you turn back from your life of darkness." I'll read that passage one last time. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. "Go now and leave your life of sin." I'll get more into it some other time. But thank y'all for joining. I wanted y'all to enjoy that. Sub, throw some comments, show some love. Later. Platinum paint. Y'all wanna hear the realest shit anybody could say right now? A motherfucker be going through the worst things in life.